Cosmetic surgery has scarred them for life. Tonight, they break their silence and raise serious questions about procedures performed on them at the Cosmetic Institute. Erin Willing has the story and she joins me now. Erin?
Tracy, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry and it's getting bigger by the day. Every year, thousands of women go in search of cheaper alternatives at clinics like the Cosmetic Institute. But as you're about to see, these low-price procedures can come at a cost.
There are no words to describe how awful they look.
Wanted to have a bit of a chat to you about...
I feel like they just don't care.
It's a boob factory. You're in, you're out, you're another quick buck to them.
Mark, I think I'm going to be on a current affair.
Like, how can they do this to people? How can they do this to me? It's just not fair.
All exciting. Let me put my
Lopsided breasts, leaking implants, botched surgeries and scarring. Patients even going into cardiac arrest on the operating table. What's been happening at TCI? Because you've had a number of girls that have been rushed to hospital in the past few months.
Sure.
It's called the Cosmetic Institute, or TCI, and with a number of their patients being rushed to hospital during what should have been routine procedures, it's now under investigation by health authorities. So you can confidently say to me that you have only been doing the twilight, no general anaesthetics being undertaken in your clinic?
I didn't say that in my statement before.
Tonight we go looking for answers as the Cosmetic Institute leaves a growing list of unhappy patients who say they've been left disfigured and deformed because of botched breast surgeries. This woman has nipples going off to the side. And the worst part, the company is not only refusing to refund their money, but also charging more to fix their mistakes.
But I think when it's surgeon error and you can see that they have clearly made a mistake, we shouldn't be out of pocket a single cent.
How do you feel when you look in the mirror?
I don't look in the mirror. It's heartbreaking to think of what I had before to what I have now.
25-year-old Ashley is devastated. She underwent a breast augmentation at the Cosmetic Institute last year.
They were confident, really friendly, reassured me about absolutely everything.
Like thousands of women, Ashley was lured by the low price. For less than $6,000, she could get the bust she'd always wanted.
I was considering going overseas for my breast augmentation and found that they were in Australia.
But as soon as the surgery was over, the mother of three knew something wasn't right.
I woke up in something called a somastia bra. It's where either an implant too big has been used or been put in like towards the centre of your cleavage, and the skin lifts up on your sternum.
Not only was the skin lifting, but her breasts were also uneven.
Very lopsided. Awful, just awful. There are no words to describe how awful they look.
For months, Ashley was forced to wear a special bra and a strap designed to even up her breasts, but it didn't work.
It resulted in one breast bottoming out, the other still hasn't dropped.
What makes Ashley furious is that when she complained, she claims she was told by the Cosmetic Institute that she would have to pay to have it fixed. $2,000. Lopsided breasts. Do you think she should have to pay to get those fixed?
I do not believe should, based on the one photograph you've shown me without any other information around it.
Bobak Moini is one of TCI's owners. Is that good enough? Should somebody be walking out looking like that?
To me, that is certainly not a perfect result. Now, I don't know the patient's name. I don't know the patient's details. I've never met the patient.
Should they be forced to pay to have that problem fixed?
If they choose to make the implants bigger, the answer is yes. If they made a mistake in terms of wanting to, if there is something wrong with the procedure, if something's gone wrong, they should not pay.
To me, that looks pretty wrong.
I am a double D in one side of my boob and then an E in the other.
Young mum Jess also claims she's been let down by TCI.
I didn't have a great deal of money to go to a plastic surgeon, and it was also 4 months before my wedding and I wanted to feel feminine on my wedding day.
She claims the clinic not only left her with uneven breasts, but like Ashley, Jess says they also demanded more money to fix them.
It makes me feel angry. Like, I've spent, $6,000 with them, and for what, really?
I woke up in the middle of the night and my breast was up here on my shoulder.
Kobe claims to be yet another unhappy patient of TCI. After her botched boob job, she paid $2,000 to repair the damage. Then she says one of the implants started leaking.
I was in tears because I hadn't done anything. I just went to sleep and woke up and it was like that.
Kobe has now had both implants removed and been left with scars. But how's this? She's still paying for the procedures through a finance company promoted by the clinic.
But now I had to move states because I can't look at my friends in the face. Sorry.
I would never be involved in a business that doesn't put the consumer first.
He might say that, but the horror stories go on. A Current Affair has also been in touch with numerous other TCI patients who also claim their surgeries have left them feeling disfigured, including this woman who claims she ended up with uneven breasts. This patient is unhappy that her breasts were also left lopsided, and this poor woman has been left with both of her breasts pointing outwards to the sides.
As somebody that kicked this business off in the first place, how does it make you feel?
It's not perfect. It is not ideal, but look at the other side. What we've done is if you look at the quantum of the number of procedures undertaken and what's happened, this is well within the margin of safety.
Bobek Moini might say he's happy with his clinic's safety record, but consider this. Just 3 weeks ago, a 22-year-old woman was undergoing a breast augmentation at one of his clinics when things went terribly wrong. The situation became so critical an ambulance had to be called and she was rushed here to hospital. And guess what? It's not the first time.
In January, an ambulance had to be called to another TCI clinic when 20-year-old Amy Rickhouse suffered a cardiac arrest while also undergoing a breast augmentation. And astoundingly, Bobak admits there's been even more women taken to hospital.
6 girls taken to hospital, 6 girls checked in, only one case being a serious case. The rest, I would argue that they were not serious
But aren't
cases.
you concerned that there's even one serious case?
Well,
You're not a hospital.
every surgery carries risk.
There isn't systematic data collection about it, and there's not systematic reporting of adverse events. We don't know what happens in cosmetic clinics. In hospitals and day procedure centres, people are required to keep data about the procedures done and the complications.
Currently in Australia, there is little regulation of this industry. In fact, anyone with a medical degree can call themselves a cosmetic surgeon. Unlike plastic surgeons, they don't need any specialist training and can perform their procedures practically anywhere. Dr. Joanna Flynn is the chair of the Medical Board of Australia.
Surgeons are trained by the Royal Australian College of Surgeons and in various subspecialties, so plastic surgery, orthopaedic surgery and so on. And those people have the letters FRACS over their name. The title cosmetic surgery applies to lots and lots of different people, and there are no formally recognised registrable qualifications.
The recent medical emergencies at TCI have raised serious questions over clinics like this using strong anaesthetics for breast augmentation. The fact is, this clinic isn't licensed to undertake any procedure using general anaesthetic. They can only use what's known as twilight or conscious sedation and local anaesthetic for the pain.
There has not been one single case that we've done without a specialist anaesthetist on board.
So you can confidently say to me there has been no general anaesthetics been undertaken in your clinic?
I didn't say that in my statement before. This is the words that you've currently used. What we do is that in any type of anaesthetic, it is possible for a patient, because it's a quantum, 2 people will respond differently. It is possible for a patient to go into deeper sedation as well as general anaesthetic. That's something that's unknown when you start the anaesthetic procedure.
So you can be undertaking procedures under general anaesthetic then?
Any surgery, any anaesthetic, it is possible for them to move as a quantum from sedation, conscious sedation, into deep sedation, into general anaesthetic.
I woke up, they gave me a lollipop, sat me on a chair, and then my mum reckons within, 45 minutes, half an hour to 45 minutes of being in the recovery room, they were sending me out the door, which my mum was really, really surprised about.
To look for the cheaper option could be a really false economy because ultimately you could be gambling with your health.
Kate Brown is from consumer group Choice.
You need to ask what kind of qualifications the surgeon has, how many years they've been practicing this particular procedure, how many of these procedures they've done, and most importantly, where the procedure is going to take place.
While Ashley, Jess and Kobe hope to one day get their breasts fixed, for now, all they want is for others to be aware of the risks.
I want other girls to think twice. I don't want them to just go to the Cosmetic Institute because it's cheap.
It can't keep going like this. They can't keep treating us like this, trying to keep us quiet and leaving us like this. It's just wrong.
The Healthcare Complaints Commission has now launched an investigation into the Cosmetic Institute, while the women in our story are considering legal action.